Thank you, Mr. President. Just to follow along those lines, the IG believes in a plebiscite, which is consistent with our independence, which we gained on October 1st, 1961. However, some Ambazonians are pushing for a referendum as a means to gain independence for Southern Cameroon's Ambazonia. Would you please kindly explain the difference and why it is critical to take a stand at this point?
Yes, a referendum is called upon by the people because they want to express their will on an issue, and it is organized by the authority of a nation, so that and it is used to effect constitutional changes within the country. When they are doing a major constitutional change, the authority of any country can consult the people in a referendum on that issue, and whatever the vote is, if the yea wins the vote, that change will be effected. It is considered law already if the people have said so. We the people. That's the highest expression of we the people. So it has constitutional power. A plebiscite, on the other hand, does not originate from the people. It originates from authorities who want to sample opinions on an issue in order to make a decision. It does not originate by a popular demand for it. For example, the United Nations is an authority. When the United Nations wants to take a decision on something, they may ask for a plebiscite in order to determine the position of the people, and what decisions are right to be made. It does not come from the people. It all comes from authority. In a country can also organize a plebiscite where it is not necessarily a constitutional issue, but they want to make a decision, probably a shift into a certain direction, and they want to sample opinions. They can organize the authority can call for a plebiscite on an issue without popular demand from the people. That is why the results of a plebiscite are advisory in nature. They advise administrators to take a particular decision. But the results of a plebiscite are law in themselves. They have constitutional flavor. Matter of fact, they are constitutional. So that is why I say that we are not part of La Republique, that we need a constitutional referendum to determine if we can be carved out of La Republique. If we were part of La Republique, like it was in the case of Eritrea, which was part of Ethiopia, or South Sudan, which was part of Sudan. If we were part of one big country in a de jure union as one country, and we desire the people of our own part of the country decide that they want to be, that can only happen by a constitutional change, which will be done through a referendum, because the vote of the people will have a constitutional power to separate that country and carve new boundaries. But we are already independent, granted by the United Nations Resolution 1608. There is no de jure union with La Republique. The de facto union, which another word is the informal union with La Republique, was dissolved by La Republique themselves. So we have restored our independence. We have only affirmed our independence. So why should the Republic give a referendum? And why should we beg for a referendum from the United Nations? To what would be the purpose of that referendum? To determine if we are independent? Does it make sense? No. Rather, if the authority of the United Nations want to consult our opinion on where the people stand in order to determine whether to support us or not, they can call for, because a plebiscite is not necessarily supposed to be a popular demand from the people. No. They can use their authority to call for a plebiscite, which is to sample the opinion of the people of the Southern Cameroon since the last plebiscite, that they voted and opted to join with another country that did not join with us, so that they make a determination on what to do with us, whether to support now or in future, or whatever they want to do with that. It's advisory. It does not engage, it does not change the law. It does not change the fact that and the records. A plebiscite will not change the fact and the record. But those people who are talking about giving us a referendum to determine if we are, that will determine if we will be independent or not. One, they have recanted their claim that we were independent. They have denied Resolution 1608. They have agreed with La République that we are the northwest and southwest regions of Cameroon, and that we are only seeking for separation as a separate country. We are begging for it, and therefore we are asking for a referendum to determine if that will be so or not. You see how illogical it is. That is why we, in our context of an independent nation that was annexed and has been restored, cannot talk of asking for a referendum from anyone, unless we are subscribing to the theory that a country can have independence twice. Why? Show me the example of one that had independence twice. United Nations granted them independence, then they tried to join, and then they came again, and then they gave them another opportunity to be independent. When Gambia separated from Senegal, having been an independent country, separated from the Union of Senegambia that they created, were they given a referendum? That is even a state where there was genuine joining. So I don't even know which example can compare that of Amazonia, because even that one was a de jure union. But ours, where is the joining? Let me give you an example. If a man says that I married this woman, and the man said you did not marry me, and the man goes and sues that woman to court for divorce, and the woman said, I cannot come to court because I'm not married to you. Why should you sue me for divorce? And later on, the woman decided to come to court to judge, to agree for a divorce, to appear for a divorce hearing. That is an acknowledgement that she lied in the first place. She was married. She was just in denial. So finally, she has acknowledged the fact that she was married and needed a divorce before she can go. We are independent. We don't need a law and any political action to declare us independent. That is the fact. All the international stakeholders agree, and many of them voted for that independence. So what is going on? I cannot understand what is going on with these people. The only thing that has taken place is that the people who just suddenly abandon the claim of restoration, the only thing that may have happened is that they have decided to join La République. What do I mean by joining La République? When you agree with somebody, you have joined that person. When you agree with somebody in his argument, you have joined him. He says you are not independent unless there will be a referendum that will decide whether you are independent or not. You agree. So are you not one with that public? Okay, what if you agree? And later on, you don't get it. You will go back to your first argument. No, I had it. I had independence. I was just playing some game. Let me tell you a game, something that can play on for in this conflict. Let me take you to this Western Sahara experience, and I encourage those who are ready to do so. After a brutal war for independence, Western Sahara, that is part of Morocco, in 1998, after a brutal civil war for independence, the Western Sahara agreed with Morocco. Matter of fact, Morocco agreed to give them a referendum. But that was not true. It was a tactic. It was a tactic to disarm the what they call the rebels, to impose a ceasefire and keep them as part of Morocco. But you know what? Morocco started by saying, we agree. We are ready for a referendum at the United Nations. In 1991, the United Nations Security Council, Resolution 690 of the Security Council, established the MINUSO. That acronym is in French. I think it's the Mission des Nations Unies pour le référendum de Sahara Southwest, or something like that. You can find out. The United Nations Security Council established MINUSO to conduct a referendum in Western Sahara. That was 1991. MINUSO was established because Western Sahara were tricked into accepting a referendum. Now, let me tell you what happened then. If you look at the mandate that was given to the MINUSO, go and read the mandate. The item number one on the mandate was to ensure a ceasefire and to make sure that they demilitarize in the southern Western Sahara. And what did that mean to the Moroccans? It was to make sure that they disarm those rebels and ensure that there's peace. And then somewhere at the bottom of the mandate, they said, organize a referendum, because you cannot organize a referendum until you have disarmed, you have imposed a ceasefire, you have ensured that there is peace, a return of peace and tranquility, before you organize a referendum. Okay, where you are seated right now, if you can Google, do so. From 1991, that mission for the referendum that was established by the Security Council by Resolution 690, 1991. What year is this? 2023. 32 years after. Have there been a referendum? Where is the United Nations referendum for Western Sahara? Where is it? But MINUSO is still there. You know what they are doing? They are making sure that they enforce the ceasefire. That can be a possibility. The country, the oppressor, the annexing country, it is for its own advantage to accept a referendum and manipulate it thereafter. That is true.
Wow.
That's what happened in Morocco. Go and Google it. Anyone in the comment, if what I'm saying is not true, tell me that it was not true.